My name is Eliza Berger. I am a rabbi cantor here at Temple Emmanuel, and it is, thank you. It's my joy to introduce my teacher, Rabbi Art Green, the founding dean of Hebrew College and current rector, to share an installation address.
How wonderful to see you all here. There's a passage in the Talmud about one of the rabbis who, when he saw great throngs of Israel come together, would say a blessing, Baruch Chacham HaRazim, blessed is the sage of mysteries. I think I would just say, Baruch Shehayanu Vigyanu Lazman Hazeh. בעוד 3 שנים תחוג המכללה העברית 100 שנה להיווסדה. 3 years from now, I had to begin in Hebrew for Hebrew College. 3 years from now, Hebrew College will celebrate the 100th anniversary of its founding. Throughout this near century, this institution and the community of faculty, students, alumni, and supporters who constitute it have been committed to the goal of building and strengthening the Jewish future. That's what we do. We do it through education, teaching the great literary and spiritual traditions of the Jewish tradition, wherever possible in the original Hebrew, drawing on the past, drawing on all of these, in order to create models that shape new and creative approaches to Jewish life appropriate to this generation and the generations to come. We've done this against the background of an utterly amazing century in the history of the Jewish people. We've gone from the heady days of 1920s Hebraism, in which we were founded, spurred on by the recent Balfour Declaration, the terrible ravages of the Holocaust and its aftermath, leaving an unprepared American Jewry as the mainstay of the Jewish people's survival. The creation of the Jewish state, kibbutz galuyot, the ingathering of exiles, and the ongoing struggles of Israel have played a central role in Jewish history as we've experienced it and have reflected it back in our work here. But so too is the ongoing assimilation of American Jewry, the growing indifference to our Jewish heritage of so many among us. In response to this, all sorts of new educational efforts, including day schools, summer camps, adult learning programs, chavurot, and more, have been created, transforming and enlivening the American Jewish community. We've been involved in every one of those. The full inclusion of women in shaping the Jewish future, including serving in positions of leadership, has been a new and groundbreaking departure within our memory, and of course is part of what we're celebrating here tonight. The work of building the Jewish future has 2 major components. First, articulating a dynamic and compelling vision of that future, and then training a cadre of leaders, both professional and lay, who will be committed and empowered to carry that vision forth. Hebrew College has been engaged in both of those efforts, articulating and training. Our vision is one that sees Jewish living as a sacred journey of both individual and community, one that seeks out sparks of divine light throughout the world, even in the darkest places. That is, it's a vision inflected by a re-inclusion of the mystical tradition within the broader Jewish canon. It calls for a love of God to be fulfilled through care for God's creation and God's creatures, raises up every human being as a unique and precious divine image. Training future leaders to read the Jewish community through this lens is the work in which we are engaged every day. Rabbi Sharon Cohen-Anisfeld has stood at the very center of carrying forth this vision. Since joining the Hebrew College team in the Rabbinical School, first as Dean of Students, then serving for all these years as dean, she has modeled that true leadership means building a caring community. I hear myself echoing some of the things said by our former students a moment ago, but that shows that we're on the mark. True leadership means building a caring community. The authority of such a leader rises from within the admiration and esteem that community holds for her. She then makes use of that authority to challenge the community to grow, to become more open, and to live more fully the values to which it is committed. That's what leadership is for Sharon. With a teacher's pride, and not just with the wisdom of hindsight, I can say that Sharon was always in the top rank of the many rabbinical students I have been privileged to teach over the course of several decades. From the start, she had a unique love of Hebrew language and literature, surely based in part on the fact of her mother's roots in pre-state Eretz Yisrael. Raised and educated in the Reform movement, Sharon represents the best of its progressive values, combined with a love of text study and openness to the forms of traditional Jewish expression. Her seriousness as a teacher, gravitas indeed, as a thinker and a Jewish role model, as we have heard, grew over her years at Hillel, at Tufts, Yale, and Harvard, through her many years leading the Bromford Youth Fellowship. In her years as dean, I have watched her teachings, her writings, her sermons, and especially, of course, her blessings to students grow in depth and insight, always the result of long hours of careful thought and preparation. Over the years, Sharon has taught homiletics to several generations of students and has taught students how to think, how to speak, and how to reflect the humanity of her own vision, which becomes their vision in the course of that learning process. And it's been beautiful to behold. Sharon, come forward. This is it.